Alright, viewers, MikeMoneyGMR here, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat. Today, Let's Chat is over the Xbox One and the PS4. And so I was just doing some quick research before I started, and we'll start with the Xbox One. And today's news, recent thing about the Xbox One, the only thing recently is that they're about to release a new color palette for the Xbox One, which is going to be a white system with the black Connect. Basically that's the only thing new. And they're also going to fix some Xbox Live problems and problems with the parties and all that, which I don't know about. I haven't really heard much about this, so this is news to me as well. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But a lot of you out there, if you've been around with the Xbox One, you might have had some issues. And also, a lot of things are now saying that the Xbox One may not even have a disk drive coming soon. So again, you might be wondering, asking yourselves again, so what does this mean? Well, it basically means I won't be buying an Xbox One. Already I can tell you that. If, like I said, if it's going to be, I know I've heard people saying, come on, Michael, you got to grow up. You got to come into the age. It's just the way things are going to be. I'm not going to buy a system that doesn't have discs or, game cartridges or whatever, because I'm a collector. I want to have copies of the games I buy because I think that's cool, and you can keep them forever, and as long as they don't, get scratched up or something, they'll probably play forever. So it's like, as long as you keep them in good shape, what's the worst that can happen to them? And of course, maybe getting corrupted or something, but you have that risk. But I'm just been kind of scrolling through this stuff, and I'm just like, okay, it sounds nice what they have. I mean, 1 terabyte. I don't know if that means like a 1 terabyte hard drive. And if so, that's amazing for game systems because, usually most game systems now only have like a 250 hard drive, or something, if that, it's like, that's crazy, and then you also get games that come with it. But, it's like, from what I've seen about, from what I've heard from my friends and from what I've seen online, most of the games for Xbox One suck. And I know I'm probably getting bad, mean looks and stuff, but it's true. From what I've heard, most of the games that are coming out for Xbox One suck the big nut. And that's sad because, it's like, again, I hate it when new consoles fail. I know it's weird because I'm not a game developer. I'm not a console developer. So why should I care? I think I like everything technological. Everything about the technological market I think should do well unless they screw up somewhere. Which Xbox One did screw up somewhere, so it makes sense that they would fail in my mind. Of course, at the same time, they've sold lots of consoles. So I don't know. They might be doing something right. I just don't know what the hell it is. So there's that. And then there's the PlayStation 4. The most recent, the top thing I found just by doing a quick search, is the PlayStation 4 is going to get a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 emulator added to it. That's pretty cool. I actually like that about the PlayStation 3. It had an emulator where it could play PlayStation 1, 2, PlayStation 3 games that are only available to the, market, which was great. I didn't mind that at all. That was kind of cool. That's the same thing with the Xbox Arcade, same with the Nintendo Virtual Channel. All that stuff is awesome. I love that stuff. But I still want my games too. But, I'm not saying that's like the bad thing. This is cool. They, talk about some cool stuff on, but they were also talking about, the new controller, which, I gotta say, when I saw the new controller for the PlayStation 4, I was like, really? Why do you need a touchpad on it? Because, that's pretty much what that's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be a touchpad. I was like, what? Like, what exactly do you need a touchpad for? Because I haven't really seen many of the games needing a touchpad. And so to me, I was like, I don't really see the desire for this either. I mean, like I said, if I was going to buy one of the systems, I'd probably lean heavily towards the PlayStation 4 instead of the Xbox One. But I'm not going to buy a PlayStation 4 unless my PlayStation 3 just like dies. And even then, I might buy another PlayStation 3. I don't know. I really don't know. So, from what I can tell just by doing these quick looks, a lot of people are excited about this thing. Oh, well, people on GameSpot at least, are excited about this. And they're talking about how, you got your, what is this thing called? It's like the CES or something like that. And it's supposed to, it looks just like a freaking gamepad. So I don't really know. But this is, that's kind of what they've done, like a lot of game developers borrow heavily from each other, it's something that's been around forever. And, Xbox is trying not to do that because, I mean, the only thing different between Xbox and PlayStation 4 and Wii, Xbox decided to take a video standpoint on it where it was like, okay, we got something that captures what a person's doing in real time and puts it into a game. Of course, it may be, a little lagalicious and it may not be incorporated in many of their games, but it's still a cool idea. I mean, they did what they could with it, but, it still hasn't really caught on yet. That's what I think is what it is with the game, with the gamepad with the Wii U. But I'm not talking about the Wii U. I'm talking about the Xbox and the, PS4. Which means I can also talk about the Xbox 360 in a way. I still think the Xbox 360 deserves credit where credit is due. It has it still has its great games and it has these awesome games for it still coming out. And so that's why I'm not jumping on the Xbox One bandwagon at all. I just think that if you're going to get an Xbox One, that's great. Enjoy your Xbox One. If you're going to get a PS4, that's great. Let me know if it has some good games because I am not really interested in buying it right now. I may sound like I'm being a total bastard or whatever towards the Xbox or I'm going to say the Xbone and the PS4. I'm not saying they don't deserve any of my support. And I mean if one of the developers for this was to come on my page and be like, you're talking smack about my product, what's wrong with you? I'm not, I'm just giving my opinion, and that's what this Let's Chat is all about, giving my opinion on game systems. And, I still stick with the classics, and that's what I've been hearing a lot of people say, they don't really care about the Xbox One and they don't really care about the PlayStation 4. They'd rather stick with what they know. The Nintendo Wii, the PlayStation 2, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Sega Genesis. I mean, all of these old systems that they would rather have than an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. And, I think I talked about this in one of my Let's Plays, which was stupid of me, but I was talking about this, and I was saying, I think game developers should take a step back. I think I said this before. I was like, they need to take a step back and look at their brothers and sisters of the past, and be like, okay, so, back in the days of the Xbox, like I have an Xbox behind me right now. Back in the days of the Xbox, you had games that were, just kind of taking a step out there. Like, that was the day Halo was, started to get its popularity. And and then to compete with it, of course, the PlayStation came to be, and the PlayStation competed by releasing different games. And of course, it didn't focus much on the first-person shooters. It focused more on platformers, of course, kind of like Nintendo did, of course, as well. And so, I think what they need to do is, if it was my opinion on what kind of games they should come out with, for me, I want more RPG games, like role-playing games, like stuff like that. I don't really care for first-person shooters. I don't really care about huge platformers in a way. Like, I love platformers, but like what I'm mainly focusing on right now is RPGs and maybe adventure games, where it's like adventure RPGs as well. Let's see, what's a good game I can think of to kind of put on this? That's a good one. Rayman Legends, for example. It's a platformer. It's a fighter game as well as an action game, and it has some really great things. Xbox doesn't really have anything like that, as far as I know right now. Let's see. Xbox One games. So we got, as of right now, you got Rise, Titanfall, games like that. Forza Motorsports, Call of Duty Ghosts, same like that. Dead Rising 3, that's a game that's pure action, over-the-shoulder zombie killer. I don't really care for that. You got Forza Motorsport, that's a racing game. That's awesome. I love racing games. You got Titanfall. I don't know what the hell that is. It looks like another one of those shooter games, though, so it's like, I don't care. You got Rise. That sounds kind of interesting. If I remember right, Rise is a kind of like Civilization, right? Really? Okay. Uh-huh. Is there a way to like figure out the game? No, okay, yeah, okay, that's what it is. It's more of a one deadly warrior over 100 moves. So it's kind of like another one of those like Lord of the Rings type game where you go and kill a whole bunch of enemies as one character. Is that right? No, Roman Warfare. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, okay. And there's also going to be online multiplayer stuff like that too. That's kind of neat. As of right now, though, oh no, this is that's cool. Okay, so you got very. So from what I can just tell, just by looking at it, it looks like my type of game. But at the same time, many fighter games like that I don't really care about right now. Though I'm excited to look and see what there is. I'm always going to be excited to look. Connect Sports Rivals. That's like a Connect game. You got one Connect game at least. Of course, though, Forza Motorsport can be apparently played with the Connect, I believe, too. Halo? Great, another Halo game. Don't know which one. Sunset Overdrive? Oh, okay. Always change an open world game set in a not so distant future. A catastrophic event has left your city overrun by mutants. While the majority perish or transform, you flourish. Turns out your calling isn't picking up trash or serving food, it's mutant destruction. With the arsenal of kick-ass overpowered weapons and knack for traversing the city with hyper agility, it's not the end of the days for you. Cool. Anyway, enough of that. I mean, I'm just going to be going over the games. I mean, what the hell? That's not really what I should be doing. Unless I decide to go over some of the PlayStation 4 games coming out. I guess I can do that real quick, and then we'll start finishing this off, I guess. Oh, oop. There we go. Let's try this page here. Okay, so we got, oh yeah, Killzone's supposed to be very popular. I've heard a lot of people talking about that. Destiny, Assassin's Creed, of course, Battlefield 4. I haven't really heard much about Drive Club in contrast. Except for right now. Elder Scrolls Online. That sounds interesting to me. I'm not really interested in. I'm not really considering buying it though. I've just heard really good things about it, and it sounds like a lot of people are excited to see if they do it right. He's basically explore the far reaches of Skyrim, the mysterious lands of Morrowind, and the spawning metros of Daggerfall and beyond. So, it sounds like it's going to be expansive game, like with a lot of stuff to do. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they decided to do an online game. I guess I just decided, hey, people have been talking about it. Let's give it a shot, And from what I've heard about it from like GameStop and not GameStop, what's that magazine called? The Game Informer. What I've heard about the Game Informer is like they said in their like interview like thing, they were kind of hesitant to say if they're gonna be into it or not, because they were kind of like, I don't know what to expect from it. I don't know if they're gonna do it right, because they didn't really have experience with online play. So it's kind of a new thing for them. And I agree, from what I've heard of it, it's kind of sketchy at best from what I see from, because sure, it's going to allow you to play with your friends, which is kind of cool, in one way, but at the same time it kind of sounds like, from what I've heard, is they're going to use kind of like Skyrim's play style, and then incorporate with the other areas. I just don't feel like it's going to have very good load times. It's going to eat up a bunch of bandwidth, and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just, for me, I don't know what to say about it. But, other people might be excited about it. But, when it comes to PlayStation games too, there's really not a lot for me. Actually, no, here we go. This Riso gun sounds cool. Fast-paced shoot 'em up. That sounds interesting. Man, I'm just giving myself more work to do, ain't I? And this is kind of what I wanted to do, is just kind of, look at all this. The Witness? Sounds like something like out of Mist. You explore an abandoned island and solve the puzzles you find there. What is this mysterious place? What happened here in the past, and what is happening now? Almost looks something straight out of Minecraft. Anyway, enough of that crap. Let's just close out of all this and just get back to talking to you guys. I guess what I'm saying is, what games are you guys excited for, with the Xbox and PlayStation 4 systems? I think a lot of those games are exciting looking, but, I still am not gonna just like say, oh, I'm gonna buy this system just for these games. I've already done that once. And I did that for the Wii U. I did that for the new Mario game, the Super Mario 3D World, the new Zelda game whenever it comes out, the new Super Smash Bros, and the new Mario Kart. That's pretty much the reason why I bought it. But of course, it sounds, from what I've heard, that they're going to mainly focus on their 3DS. So, I don't know. I guess we'll all see in the future as gamers together. What can you say? You can't always expect what they're going to do. They have their ideas, you have your ideas, they try to meet in the middle, you know? I mean, what else can you say, right? But that's that, you know, that's all I can really talk about on the subject. I know basically, as always, I was just kind of talking about this, that, and the other. I really don't know what I'm going to do for the background for this. I might just, instead of putting pictures up of the games I talk about, I might just kind of put like little slideshow like things, but using my picture editing software I got now. And one more thing. I know it's kind of it doesn't go along with this, but I have actually been able to make, as you may have noticed with some of my videos, I've been able to make custom thumbnails now. The only reason why I haven't really been doing it that much is because, well, I don't really know what to do with it. Like I'll sit down and I'll look at my computer and then I'm like, the one that it has right there is fine. And so I don't know. It's just kind of a thing. Basically, I only wanted it so I could have more fun mysterizing my videos whenever I decide to put one out. And I'm like, oh, guess what? It's a new Let's Play. Oh, this is awesome, and put a question mark and all that crap. There's that, and then there's, I could do what other Let's Players do and put like a number next to the game, or something like that. Or I can just get lazy and just leave them the way they are and only do it and like as a special thing for like videos like this. I don't know. I guess we'll just all wait and see, right, viewers? I mean, that's all you can do, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you enjoyed my little spiel or rant, whatever you want to call it, about the Xbox One and the PS4. And I really want to hear from you guys what you think about this, like your excitements. I mean, I know some people have said, I don't really care about the Xbox One. I didn't really do anything with it. And then there's those out there that are saying, I'm excited for this, and I got this like huge list of stuff that they're excited for, and that's the people I think are exciting, And so yeah, if you have this list of games that you're excited for, as long as it's not too long, post it in the comments. And, if you think that what I said is sound, let me know. If you think I'm wrong and that they shouldn't just continue doing new things. I mean, like I said, within reason, yeah. New is good. But, sometimes you gotta enjoy the classics. That's why they got New Super Mario Bros. Wii, right? Enough of this, viewers. I will see you guys in the next episode, the next video that I do, whatever it may be. I hope you guys are excited as I am, that I'm finally back, even though if I'm not in like 100% health. But yeah, here's hoping. Till then, everyone. Bye.